Seniors, there's a food that quietly outperforms eggs, offering more protein, more power, and more protection with every bite. Every morning you crack 2 eggs into the pan, same as yesterday, same as the last 10 years. They sizzle, you stir, you think to yourself, protein, check, strength, covered. But here's a truth that's been quietly hidden. Your morning habit might be cheating your body of what it truly needs to stay strong. Because while eggs are good, they're no longer enough. Not after 60. Not when every year your body begins to lose up to 1% of its muscle mass, quietly, invisibly, but relentlessly. And here's the shocker. There are foods sitting quietly on grocery store shelves that pack up to 3 times more protein than eggs. They don't crack, they don't need frying, but they do something eggs never could. They protect, restore, and rebuild aging muscle, down to the cellular level, yet almost no one over 60 knows about them. Why? Because for decades we've been handed a script, written by food industries, got doctors trained 30 years ago, and advertising campaigns built on repetition, not truth. Eggs are the perfect protein. Milk builds strong bones. Meat equals strength. And for years that was enough, until science caught up. Until researchers began studying how aging truly affects protein, digestion, absorption, and muscle repair. And what they found changes everything. They found that older adults don't just need more protein, they need different protein. Protein that's easier to absorb, more complete in amino acids, and proven to activate the very pathways that aging tries to shut down. But here's the tragedy. That science hasn't reached most doctors' offices, it hasn't made its way into meal plans at senior centers, or grocery store labels. And as a result, millions are walking around with full plates but empty reserves. You might feel it already, that wobble in your step, that chair that feels lower than it used to, that jar lid that just won't budge and you think, well, that's just getting old. But what if it's not? What if it's not your age, but your information that's outdated? Today that ends, because you're about to meet 10 science-backed protein powerhouses that don't just close the gap. They rewrite the rules, and before we dive in, take a breath. Because what you're about to discover isn't just information, it's a turning point. A quiet revolution in how we age, stronger, not smaller. If you've ever felt your body slowing down, your strength slipping, your independence threatened, you're not alone. You're part of something bigger, a global family of health warriors who refuse to let aging define them. So if you're ready to reclaim your energy, your balance, your power, tap the like button to show you're with us. Subscribe so you never miss a breakthrough like this again. And comment "I'm ready" below. Not for me, for you, to mark the moment your comeback began. Now, let's look at the story you were never told. Let's begin. The good news? Science didn't just reveal the problem. It uncovered the answer. Over the last decade, researchers have quietly identified a group of overlooked foods, each one uniquely powerful for aging bodies. And no, they're not exotic or expensive. They're sitting in stores right now. You just need to know what to look for. Let's unlock them. One by one. Tempeh, it doesn't come in a shell. It doesn't need a frying pan. Yet this ancient fermented food delivers more protein than eggs and does something eggs never could. Tempeh is made from whole soybeans, cultured and pressed into a firm block. But don't confuse it with tofu. Tempeh is richer, stronger, and loaded with complete protein, containing all 9 essential amino acids in highly digestible form. What makes it powerful isn't just the protein. It's the probiotics created during fermentation. As tempeh ferments, its proteins break down into amino acids, making them easier for aging digestive systems to absorb. According to the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, seniors with higher gut microbiome diversity preserve up to 18% more lean muscle mass over a year. Tempeh doesn't just feed your muscles. It feeds the bacteria that protect your entire system. Imagine your gut as a command center. When it's fed right, your body repairs faster, absorbs nutrients better, and fights inflammation from within. Tempeh activates that system. How to use it? Start with just 3 to 4 ounces a day, around 15 grams of complete protein, Slice it thin and pan-sear with tamari, crumble it into stir-fried vegetables, or dice it into warm grain bowls. It's satisfying. It's gentle, and it's the first step toward building strength you can feel, day by day, meal by meal. Up next, a blue-green powder that's 60% protein by weight and might just rewrite everything you know about muscle. Spirulina. It's not a pill. It's not a shake. It's a microscopic algae with a massive secret. Spirulina is one of the most protein-dense natural substances on Earth, packing nearly 60 grams of protein per 100 grams. But what makes it extraordinary isn't just the quantity, it's the bioavailability. Over 85% of spirulina's protein is absorbed and used directly by your muscles, making it one of the most efficient tools for reversing age-related muscle loss. How? Because spirulina is rich in leucine, the amino acid that triggers muscle protein synthesis. Think of leucine as a switch. Without it, your body can't build muscle, no matter how much protein you eat. With it, you unlock recovery, strength, and mobility. Spirulina is also packed with phycocyanin, a powerful antioxidant that fights the free radicals breaking down your muscle tissue. It boosts nitric oxide, improving blood flow to your muscles so nutrients get where they're needed fast. That means less fatigue, faster recovery, more power, without more effort. The best part? You don't need much. Just 1 teaspoon of high-quality spirulina powder daily, around 3 grams of protein, and a concentrated shot of anti-inflammatory support. Mix it into smoothies with banana and berries. Stir it into oatmeal after cooking, or blend it into homemade energy bites with dates and nuts. At first glance, it looks like pond scum, but inside it's a molecular weapon against frailty and decline. Still cracking eggs and hoping for strength? It's time to go microscopic because the tiniest food on this list might just bring the biggest change. Coming up, a familiar fridge item hiding elite muscle-saving power. Greek yogurt. It's probably in your fridge right now, but you might be underestimating it. Plain unsweetened Greek yogurt, specifically the strain kind, is a protein-rich powerhouse that delivers more than 10 grams of protein per 100 grams, almost double that of a boiled egg. But the real magic? It in how it's made. Greek yogurt goes through a triple straining process, removing excess liquid and lactose while concentrating its protein content into a dense, muscle-nourishing form. According to a clinical review in Nutrients, older adults who consumed at least 20 grams of dairy-based protein daily saw a 25% improvement in muscle preservation over 12 weeks. Especially when combined with light-walking Greek yogurt, it's just strong. It's smart. It delivers 2 types of protein, casein and whey. Whey absorbs quickly, great for immediate recovery. Casein digests slowly, providing sustained fuel for rebuilding muscle, especially overnight. And there's more. Greek yogurt contains calcium to protect bones, probiotics to balance digestion, and it's low in lactose, making it suitable for most seniors, even those with sensitivities. This isn't just breakfast, it's a repair kit for your muscles, digestion, and immune system, all in one bowl. How to use it? Aim for 3/4 cup daily. That's around 17 grams of high-quality protein. Avoid sugary, fruit-flavored varieties. Instead, add your own. A handful of blueberries for antioxidants, a tablespoon of ground, flax seeds for fiber, a sprinkle of nuts for healthy fats and brain support. Use it as a dip, a base for dressings, a creamy topping for warm grain bowls. You'll feel the difference not just in strength, but in fullness, focus, and energy stability throughout the day. Next up, the ancient grain that's rewriting everything we know about carb sand could be the missing piece in your muscle comeback. Quinoa. Most people think of quinoa as a carb, but that's a mistake because quinoa isn't just any grain. It's a complete protein, delivering all 9 essential amino acids in every spoonful. And for aging bodies, that changes everything. Each cooked cup provides around 10 grams of high-quality protein, but its real power lies deeper. It's rich in lysine, an amino acid that becomes harder to absorb after 60, yet is crucial for muscle repair, calcium absorption, and collagen production. Think of lysine as the stitching that holds your muscular fabric together. Without it, your strength frays from the inside out. According to research published in the Journal of Geriatric Physical Therapy, seniors who incorporated quinoa into their diets showed significant improvements in leg strength and walking speed within just 8 weeks. And there's more. Quinoa contains magnesium for muscle relaxation, iron for oxygen delivery to tissues, and fiber for blood sugar balance, making it a triple threat against age-related weakness. It's gentle on digestion, gluten-free, and absorbs flavor beautifully, making it easy to adapt to your favorite meals. How to use it? Start with 3/4 cup of cooked quinoa daily, about 10 grams of complete protein. But there's a trick: soak it overnight before cooking. This reduces anti-nutrients and increases bioavailability, helping your body absorb more of what matters. Cook it in low-sodium bone broth for added minerals. Serve it warm as a breakfast base with sautéed vegetables. Use it in grain bowls, stir-fries, or hearty salads. With quinoa, you're not eating like a senior. You're eating like a warrior, fueling your muscles at the molecular level. Coming up next, a bright yellow powder hiding in the health aisle that's quietly outperforming meat in the fight against muscle loss. Nutritional yeast. It doesn't look like much. Just yellow flakes in a plastic jar, but don't let appearances fool you. Nutritional yeast is one of the most concentrated complete plant proteins on Earth. With up to 53 grams of protein per 100 grams, this humble superfood quietly outperforms eggs, chicken, and even some red meats. And yet most seniors walk past it without a second glance. But here's the real secret. It's not just about quantity, it's about efficiency. Nutritional yeast contains all 9 essential amino acids in ratios that mirror human muscle tissue. This means your body doesn't need to break down or convert anything. It just uses it. Even more powerful? It's loaded with B vitamins, especially B12, a nutrient nearly 20% of older adults are deficient in. Low B12 can cause fatigue, muscle weakness, and even memory loss. And unlike synthetic supplements, nutritional yeast delivers B12 alongside the protein that needs it, creating a 1-2 punch for muscle growth and nervous system support. Research published in the European Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that older adults who consumed B vitamin-rich plant proteins like nutritional yeast had significantly greater lean muscle retention compared to those relying solely on animal protein. How to use it? Start with 2 tablespoons daily, about 9 grams of complete protein. Its naturally cheesy, nutty flavor makes it versatile and comforting. Sprinkle it over popcorn, stir it into mashed potatoes, mix it into eggs or omelets. Use it as a Parmesan substitute on pasta or roasted veggies. No prep, no cleanup, just pure absorbable strength, hidden in plain sight. Coming up, a pantry staple that's been underestimated for generations, until now. One that doesn't just feed your muscles, it calms inflammation, fuels recovery, and supports the rhythm of your aging heart. Chickpeas. They've sat quietly in pantries for centuries, but chickpeas, also known as garbanzo beans, are finally stepping into the spotlight. Because when it comes to aging muscles, these humble legumes are far more powerful than they look. Each cooked cup contains over 11 grams of plant-based protein. But protein alone isn't the whole story. Chickpeas bring something unique, a symphony of muscle protective nutrients. First, they're rich in magnesium, a mineral essential for muscle contraction and recovery. Magnesium helps your body respond to movement without cramping, twitching, or fatigue, and it's something many seniors are dangerously low on. Second, chickpeas contain high levels of soluble fiber, which stabilizes blood sugar and reduces systemic inflammation, a major driver of muscle loss as we age. And third, they provide resistant starch, a special type of carb that feeds healthy gut bacteria, boosting your body's ability to absorb protein and produce anti-inflammatory compounds. A landmark study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that seniors who replaced part of their animal protein with legumes like chickpeas saw significant reductions in inflammation markers and better muscle retention over time. In short, chickpeas do more than build muscle. They create the perfect internal conditions to preserve it. How to use them? Start with half a cup of cooked chickpeas daily, mash them into homemade hummus with olive oil and garlic, roast them with spices for a crunchy snack, Add them to soups, stews, or grain bowls. They're satisfying, satiating, and silently powerful. Not loud like steak, not flashy like supplements, but inside, they're fighting for you. Next up, a tiny seed with giant strength, containing all 9 amino acids and healing fats that soothe your joints and brain, all in just 3 tablespoons. Hemp seeds. They may be tiny, but these seeds are titans of nutrition. Hidden in the health food aisle, hemp seeds deliver over 35 grams of complete protein per 100 grams, rivaling some cuts of meat in raw muscle-building power. What makes them truly extraordinary is their amino acid profile, perfectly balanced to match human muscle needs. And unlike many plant proteins, they're exceptionally easy to digest. No bloating, no heaviness, just pure absorbable strength. Hemp seeds are also rich in omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids, especially GLA, a powerful anti-inflammatory that helps reduce joint pain, improve cognition, and support healthy aging at the cellular level. Think of them as oil for the engine of your body, smoothing every movement and sharpening every thought. Studies show that seniors who include omega-rich seeds in their diet see measurable improvements in mobility, cognitive clarity, and muscle mass retention. The ideal dose? Just 3 tablespoons daily. That's around 10 grams of protein and a full spectrum of healing fats. Sprinkle them over morning oatmeal. Blend them into smoothies for creamy texture. Toss them over roasted vegetables or stir into warm soups. Each spoonful isn't just food. It's reinforcement for your muscles, fuel for your brain, and resilience for your joints. Tiny? Yes. Powerful? Unquestionably. Your journey continues with the seed that rewrites what's possible after 60. And just when you think these tiny seeds can't be outdone, another underdog enters the ring, with more minerals, more crunch, and even more muscle-supporting magic. Pumpkin seeds. They're easy to overlook. Sitting quietly in snack aisles, these green gems, also called pepitas, are among the most powerful muscle-preserving foods available to seniors today. With nearly 19 grams of protein per 100 grams, pumpkin seeds rival eggs in density. But what makes them extraordinary goes far beyond numbers. They're packed with a cocktail of minerals that aging bodies crave. Magnesium, which orchestrates muscle contraction and relaxation. Iron, which transports oxygen to working tissues. Zinc, which activates enzymes for protein synthesis and muscle repair. Many older adults are unknowingly deficient in these minerals, and that deficiency shows up as weakness, cramping, and slow recovery. But pumpkin seeds restore balance. In fact, studies show that regular consumption of magnesium and zinc-rich seeds, like pepitas, can significantly reduce inflammation markers tied to sarcopenia, the silent muscle wasting that creeps in after 60. They also contain powerful antioxidants that protect cells from oxidative stress, the kind that accelerates aging from the inside out. Think of pumpkin seeds as tiny shields, defending your muscles, bones, and energy systems one crunch at a time. The optimal dose? Just 2 tablespoons daily. That's 6 grams of highly absorbable protein, plus a surge of critical micronutrients. The best way to use them? Eat them raw, unsalted, in as close to their natural state as possible. Sprinkle over Greek yogurt. Blend into smoothies. Grind into a nutty butter, or toss onto roasted veggies while still warm to unlock their rich flavor and nutritional punch. They're not just snacks, they're strategy. Small steps that create long-term strength. Pepitas may be small, but they carry a warrior's heart, and they're ready to fight for your independence, one spoonful at a time. Now, from seeds to cheese, a food you've probably enjoyed without realizing it's secretly one of the most concentrated muscle fuels in your fridge. Parmesan cheese. It's not new, it's not exotic, but it is extraordinary. Authentic Parmesan cheese, aged 12 to 36 months, is a silent powerhouse, delivering over 40 grams of protein per 100 grams. That's nearly double the protein of eggs and more than most cuts of beef. What makes it ideal for seniors isn't just the number, it's the bioavailability. Through the long aging process, the protein in Parmesan breaks down into free-form amino acids, which means your body can absorb and use it almost instantly. No heavy digestion, no wasted effort, just fast-acting fuel for rebuilding and maintaining lean muscle mass. Research in the Journal of Nutrition and Aging shows seniors digest protein from aged cheeses up to 30% more efficiently than from meat, especially those with reduced enzyme production after 60. Add to that the high levels of leucine, the amino acid that flips the switch for muscle protein synthesis, and you've got a food that doesn't just nourish, it activates. The ideal dose? Just 2 tablespoons of freshly grated Parmesan daily. Each serving delivers about 8 grams of highly usable protein without bulk or prep. Sprinkle over steamed vegetables, stir into eggs, add to soups or grain bowls, or just enjoy straight for a salty, satisfying protein hit. This isn't just flavor enhancement, it's muscular reinforcement, and with its long shelf life and zero prep, it's one of the easiest strength foods to keep on hand. You're not just seasoning your meal, you're seasoning your future, with stability, balance, and muscle that refuses to fade. Ready for the final reveal? This last food isn't fresh, is not crunchy, it doesn't even need refrigeration, but it may be the single most power-dense protein on this entire list. Dried fish powder. It doesn't look like much, a light flaky powder you'd barely notice on a pantry shelf. No bold color, no flashy label. But make no mistake, this is one of the most muscle-dense bioavailable protein sources on Earth. Made from lean white fish like cod, carefully dehydrated and powdered, dried fish delivers a staggering 63 grams of protein per 100 grams. That's right, 63, and it's not just quantity, it's quality. This protein is nearly pure muscle fuel, containing high levels of leucine, the amino acid that acts as a biological trigger for muscle synthesis in aging bodies. And because the fish is fully dried, the protein is pre-concentrated, meaning smaller servings give you maximum effect. A clinical trial in clinical nutrition followed seniors who consumed just 2 tablespoons of dried cod powder daily. Within 10 weeks, they saw a 19% increase in lean muscle mass, with no changes in exercise routine. That's the power of perfect protein delivery. Lightweight, easy to digest, and highly absorbable. Dried fish powder also contains essential minerals like calcium, phosphorus, and iodine, critical for bone strength, metabolism, and thyroid support. It's shelf-stable, requires no refrigeration, and best of all, it solves one of the biggest challenges many seniors face: chewing. Hard meats become difficult with dental changes and digestive fatigue. But this powder needs no chewing, no prep, just scoop and stir. How to use it? Start with 2 tablespoons daily, providing about 15 grams of high-impact protein. Add it to soups or stews for a hidden protein boost. Sprinkle it over mashed vegetables or oatmeal. Blend it into savory smoothies with bone broth, herbs, and greens. It has a mild flavor, and when combined with umami-rich ingredients, it becomes virtually unnoticeable. What it does to your body, however, is impossible to ignore. More energy, stronger limbs, faster recovery, and an inner resilience that says, "I'm not done yet." This isn't just powder. It's a weapon against weakness, a final shield in your arsenal for independence and longevity. And now that you've met all 10, it's time to bring them together and transform your future. You've just uncovered 10 of the most powerful science-backed, senior-friendly protein sources on the planet. 10 foods that don't just feed your body, they fortify it. Tempeh, spirulina, Greek yogurt, quinoa, nutritional yeast, chickpeas, hemp seeds, pumpkin seeds, Parmesan cheese, and dried fish powder. Each one chosen not by trend, but by truth. Not by hype, but by hard science. And now you know what they can do, not just in theory, but in your own life. So here's the real question. What will you do with this knowledge? You could ignore it, return to routine, settle for less strength, less energy, less freedom, or you could take action. Today, you could sprinkle a handful of seeds over breakfast, add a scoop of yogurt to lunch, throw a spoonful of dried fish powder into your soup. It doesn't take much, but it does take consistency. That's how muscles grow. That's how bones stay strong. That's how independence survives. Because muscle loss isn't a number. It's the shaky hand opening a jar, the lost breath after climbing stairs, the fear of falling and not getting back up. But now you have a shield, 10 of them, and the power to choose. This is your call to action, health warrior. Not someday. Now, one meal, one scoop, one bite at a time, because every small decision becomes a brick in the fortress of your future. So if this video has opened your eyes, if you're ready to reclaim the strength aging tried to take from you, type yes in the comments below. Let your voice be part of this movement. Share this video with a friend. Subscribe so you never miss the next breakthrough. And above all, start today. The path to a stronger you is no longer hidden. It's right here, in your hands. Now go build it.